Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Detroitcast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Quite well.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful day out.
Indeed.
I love beautiful days. Although it's going to get cold soon, Jay. I don't like it.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. Snow. I can see it already. The icy fucking driveway. The cement breaking up. Oh, pothole season right around the corner. Something to look forward to.
The hill that we'll have to go up and down.
Oh, I can't wait. Man, we can see how your new car does.
We'll do terrible, probably. But.
Yeah.
Am I on? Yeah.
Are your headphones turned down?
Yeah, I guess they were.
It was,
Way
you know what?
fucking down.
It was grind time show last night, so we got to make sure everything's back to normal here. And
When
whatnot.
will we
I don't know.
learn?
Well, no,
to
but
do
I
it
don't know
before
how
we go
he
on?
listens to like headphones. Like that was so fucking
low?
low. I don't even understand what he's listening to.
Mine were really
Yeah.
low, too, man.
Were
Like,
they?
Yeah.
Unless he's just got bad ears. Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, they had the one-legged wrestler on in studio last night. Fascinating.
Zach
Zach.
Gowen?
Yeah, I think that's right. And motherfucker, Darren, asshole.
I know, dude.
Oh,
I know. It's too
son of
bad.
that son of a bitch. No, when he called me down here.
Oh, I know.
He's
I was
like,
watching.
Yeah, I was too. I flipped it on. I was like, oh, have they started yet? And I flip it on, and he's going to do a read. And he's like, oh, hey, would you grab Mike upstairs really quick, Pear? And Perry's like, hey, he comes up, and I'm like, what is he? He goes, I don't know, but, something. And he's like, hey, have a seat. And Zach's sitting here, and I'm sitting across from him, and Darren's like, oh, yeah, Mike does interviews too and whatnot. And he had a really good question he wanted to ask Zach. And so I figured, well, hell, he's here. Why don't you just come down and ask him yourself? And I'm like, you dick. Total dick. Because I'd sent them a message going, ask him if his favorite restaurant is IHOP. And so
Okay.
I'm sitting here with this guy right across from me who's got one leg, wrestler. I've never met him. Haven't even shook his hand when he got here. He came in, went downstairs, and the guys didn't even meet him yet. I was like, it's your favorite restaurant, IHOP. And he was just like,
Nice one,
wasn't-
asshole.
Especially-
it wasn't
after he
even
got done telling it.
delivered well.
Dude, honestly, I don't know if you heard this part because I was actually watching. It was a really good interview and episode, but especially after he was going through his life story about dealing with his alcoholic drug addict dad who he's never met, or something, and his mom and him growing up in an apartment where there was like a prostitute next to them and a drug dealer to the other part, and hear Mike go out there,
IHOP.
You're like, IHOP.
Got a good one for you.
And it was like, Darren to throw me on to do that, like surprise attack, sneak this son of a bitch. And,
You know what's- oh, sorry.
but then I was just, I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, there's a story behind that. J.R. Adams, Jay, his sister has one leg, and he was telling me some of the myriad jokes he's thrown at her over the years, including her favorite restaurant, IHOP, and whatnot. And so, yeah, I'm really sorry. I was like, I'll just leave now.
By the way,
Nice move, Darren. That's
right, I know.
It was actually kind of fucking funny.
It was, yeah.
And in the end, he laughed. He was
Yeah.
laughing about it. But
I was gonna say just
and I would probably do that to him. In fairness,
based on me watching that too, by the way, last night, like him having the leg, he wasn't born with a leg deficiency. Like he was born with legs, and then at one point, I don't know if he was like
he was
8.
so strong. He was like,
well, no,
how can I
read
make this
this.
more fair?
He was like, dude, I forget if he was 8 or how old he was, but he was essentially playing
this more
dodgeball.
fair.
Someone hit him in the leg. It like hurt it. I forget exactly what it did, but it did something really bad to it, and then it just kept getting worse
What?
and worse.
The dangers of dodgeball.
This is a dodgeball wound?
I don't know if it was dodgeball. It was something where because we're throwing like I think
Worst
dodgeball,
dodgeball
but, like,
injury ever.
Oh my god!
But it just shows you like
Dude,
injuries. how
think
they
about
can-
the badass that whipped that dodgeball.
My God.
I mean, that's
Took
got to
his
be the
leg
most
right off.
savage fucking.
I don't want to say 100%
dodgeball.
it was dodgeball, but it was he got hit with a ball on the playground or something.
So he obviously had
Yeah.
some condition, and that led to a problem.
But it was
There's-
just-
right.
but we-
no,
we've
he said he
seen-
was healthy.
This
That's my
fucking
point. Like, it's
dodgeball?
just-
Yeah, we've seen accidents in other sports, football or whatnot,
turn.
where yeah, someone gets hit. Like there was talk of Bo Jackson for a while losing his leg, right, with that hip displacement. When in that Bengals game.
I don't know.
I don't know about
There's been a
that,
few
but-
players that have had that. They get hit weird or tackled weird, and it's like, oh my god, this guy might lose his fucking leg.
It
I just wouldn't think a red rubber ball could pull that off.
Well,
you
it
know
just
what I mean?
hit me where it's like, again, like everything in life, we go through and you don't, I had this injury that I got and like my fucking God,
Oh, your shoulder bruise,
What,
yeah.
Well, no, but what could have been like, dude, my neck or whatever, who the fuck knows? And it's like this guy gets hit with something and it's like, yeah, it hurts. And like a month later, it's like, yeah, it's worse. Then they're like, yep, take it off. It's like, holy
God. Wow. Do you know how old he was?
and that's what I thought he said, like It was young, like 8-ish maybe or something, or I mean,
Can
what a
you
life his dad,
imagine?
like I said, his dad's this drug addict that he's never met. He's living with his mom in this situation, then he loses his leg, and
Ugh.
it's like, fuck me.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But goes on to WWE and then
Exactly.
American Ninja Warrior
Right,
too, right?
exactly. Made the best of it, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just
Wow.
funny, man.
Yeah, it seemed like a neat guy and a good interview for sure.
It was really good. I enjoyed it. I listened to most of it. I had something else I had to do, but I listened to like an hour of the hour and a half or so. So
Yeah. Today it's history with Big E today.
It
We haven't
is.
done that in a while, have we, Jay? Doesn't it seem like we have not
Seems
gotten
like-
our learn?
Well, I had one last week, but we didn't do a show on Thursday. We did it on Friday, and no one asked me, so I just kind
I feel
of.
like the last one we did, we met Staff Illustrator. Or was that Nessie? I can't remember. It's been a
I
while.
have to look, man.
Yeah, it's been a
there's
few weeks at
yeah,
least.
it has.
Well, you know, because I
has.
had the injury. I didn't do it after. I didn't do it the 1 week
'Cause
that
you
I
weren't
flat
here.
out got in the accident.
Yeah.
Then I didn't do it the next week because I was just hurting too much that week in my mind.
Yeah.
And then I had one last week, but we.
What
didn't
was it
do
on last week?
The NFL. We started the NFL, which was actually there was some interesting shit. I already don't remember all of it, but it was kind of interesting.
Is today's going to be interesting?
They're always interesting, Mike.
What century are we in?
19.
All right.
Great.
Back to the Civil War.
You know Jay's a visual learner, so
I am, so
Keep
please.
keep that in mind,
Two
Jesus.
images.
You guys, do you guys care at all about baseball? Like playoff baseball, I can really get into. I cannot get into a fucking shitty team in the middle of summer. You know, just
Is the cup game involved? Is this baseball with the cup game or
sure,
without? Okay,
sure.
yeah, I care about baseball.
well, no,
No?
because
No,
you're,
I don't care
you're
about
watching
baseball.
on TV.
Oh.
Like, so you had last night. They had a couple
Still
game
play the cup
fives.
game on TV, right?
If you got enough family members there.
Yeah.
Sure. But you've got a couple game fives in a 5-game series before going on to the championship round and then the World Series. And so you've got some heavy hitter teams in game fives and, oh man, winner take all. And, you know, the Astros are supposed to be the shit, you know, and Verlander
Dodgers
gets
are supposed to be the
shelled. The Dodgers last night. Oh, we see teams do this all the time. Like it's like, oh yeah, we've got our main guy who's a starter. There's just a different mindset to being a middle relief or a closer. And these teams that continue to do this, like, we got Clayton Kershaw, we can bring out in the 7th. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you go against what you've done all year? Clayton Kershaw goes through the most, like, the regimen that they go through. The pregame warm-up is always the same. They go through the same, and then it's like, yeah, just stick him in the middle of a game that's already got runners on base and runs scored. He comes in and,
I don't know. I feel
Yeah, but
like
I
a
mean-
player's a player, you know? Yeah.
But
Maybe that's just
And it's the
old man, old
playoffs,
school
well,
of
it's
me.
the-
Like, you ought to be able to thrown in there anytime and do what he does. But
you would think, and old school pitchers
yeah,
did. You
but
see,
rhythm's a thing, you know. And like
Yeah.
you say, being used to that warm up and being used to a certain rhythm to things. Yeah,
But it's the playoffs, and if
It
you're
is.
talking game fives and stuff, I mean, you gotta.
yeah, but if you've got like a dominant bullpen,
would you rather bring in Benoit, or Joaquin Benoit, and see that happen, or would you rather have
Well, if
at
Max
you-
least
Scherzer
like
come in.
yeah, at
if
least
he
like, hey
wasn't-
man, we went down swinging, we had Max Scherzer in there trying to close it out.
Well, the problem is, it's not Benoit. It's not Phil Koch. They've got like a top level badass bullpen that's been dominant all year, and it's
okay.
like, why would you fuck with that?
But they know what they're. I mean, because they're looking at the next game, hoping they pass on or trying to do the best they can for
No, I
various
get
reasons.
that. That makes this starter available for games 1, 3, and 5 going forward or whatever. I know there's a thing to it, but Verlander going in on 3 days rest demanding the ball. Tell him to shut the fuck up. No. How about that? How about you tell Verlander no? I'm the manager of the team.
Well, I mean-
and he goes in and gets smacked around for fucking 2
They could have
innings.
told him no, though, if they thought they did what I'm sure that he said
Yep.
I could do this, and they said, "Fuck, we think this is the best option." It's Justin Verlander. I mean, it's not like he's
Verlander apparently went into the office and was like, "Give me the ball, Skip. I
oh,
got
really?
this."
God, of course he did.
I
Douchebag.
can't. You
But-
totally see him doing that.
Yeah, douchebag.
I asked Darren last night. I was like, "Do you know Justin?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is he a good dude?" He's like, "Yeah, he's a fucking great guy." I'm like, "Cool, okay."
Damn it! Why can't you
I was
just say
just
the
like,
answer I wanted?
I'm just like,
I would have pressed that more. I don't.
yeah,
really?
I wasn't gonna get into it, but it's like there's just that weird feeling. Like that doesn't surprise me. Justin would go, "I got this, Skip," and then go in there and so not have
Well,
it.
wait a minute.
Whoa. What?
You say that doesn't shock you. One, wouldn't you be sitting there if we had a player going like, if the coach was saying, "Hey man, Verlander, we'd like to have you go in. This is Game 5," and you'd be like, and he said no, you'd be like, "Dude, just do what you got to do to fucking win.
Sack
Stop
up.
being a pussy."
Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing is, you say, of course he gives up runs. Verlander does not just. I wouldn't say, of course he gives up runs. I mean,
No.
he just-
Going on 3 days rest. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then going into your coach when you've got your other ace loaded, ready to go.
Right.
Who's been unhittable. I don't think he gave up a run in 16 innings. And Verlander goes on 3 days rest because he's Verlander, wants the ball, goes in, and his slider's not there. His speed is there. He's locating his fastball. His slider's not there. He's hanging him. And they're fucking yick, 4 hits, 2
I
home
think this
runs.
is all very
and it's like,
easily second arm.
I know,
armchair
but there's
quarterback,
been enough research done and stats to show that this more times than not does not work. And I just don't know why when you've got your normal guys that are great. It's not like the Tigers bullpen that we think of in 12 or whatever years those were, where it's like, oh, we're fucked. We're going to go through 8 innings of dynamite pitching, and then you just know we're fucked. You know? So it's just
I guess I
just
don't know
weird
enough.
to me. And then that Cardinals-Braves game.
I don't know anything about it.
Dude, Cardinals-Braves, Game 5 in Atlanta. They were not giving out the free foam.
Not allowed to do the chop. Can't do that.
Right.
Well, they got a Cherokee on the other team,
Yeah.
an actual Apache Cherokee, one of those. And he was like, kind of offensive, stuff like that. So they're like, fine, we won't play the chopped music, and we won't hand out the red
Fans can
hammers.
still do it. If
And
they want,
they
right?
did. They got their
I was
own
gonna
red
say-
hammers.
I was gonna say,
and
like-
it's amazing. They did not need the organ to get them going. Oh. But dude,
I think in that
This-
instance, that
this-
falls under the line. Remember what were we talking about? Aaron Rodgers saying, "Please, fans, let's not do the wave or something." Like, I
Yeah,
think that
home.
even if I was a player on the team, even if I was offended, I would keep that to myself until after the series. Maybe I don't know, because then it would just be asking the fans to like every fucking inning.
Yeah.
Or so. I mean, not that it matters, but
well, the Cardinals-Braves game starts at 5 o'clock because they've got back-to-back games on TBS, right?
Right.
And so 5 o'clock, game's on, and the Cardinals proceed to take the top of the first and drop a 10 spot on them.
Oh my God.
Most runs ever scored in a postseason first inning, tied for most in an inning.
wow.
Dude, it was an ass whooping out of the gate. They scored 1 more run the next inning and 2 more the next. Before
my
you knew
God.
it was 13-0 12 minutes into the game.
What a terrible feeling that would be in the stands.
Dude,
in the
well,
stands.
think about this. 5 o'clock start in the middle of the work week.
I know.
You-
I'd be
but
so excited.
Those fans have not even gotten to their seats in the stadium yet. They walked into that stadium to a 10 spot. Like, think about the people that left work, left a little bit early in rush hour traffic, and like, we can get there by the bottom of the second.
If that were me,
What do
my
you,
God.
Did you
it
just
would-
go home?
It would be my whole day. If that had been me, Game 5 like that, it would have been my whole fucking day. I
Face
would-
painted, dude,
Right.
at home, Game 5.
I know.
You would have painted up your face.
I
Jesus.
know. I would have been all ready to. I would have taken off time if I had to. I would have done whatever I had to be there.
Yeah.
And then it's like punch in the face.
Dude, can you imagine?
Oh my God.
You're in the beer line just to grab a dog and a beer before going down to your seats, and you're just hearing the crowd just fucking collapse more and more every pitch that goes by.
Yeah,
I mean, they were in their 4th pitcher in like this 3rd inning.
I know. That would be
And then it just
brutal.
What was the final?
well, they made it interesting. I think they got a run like in the 7th.
Oh, okay.
So it was like I think it ended like 13-1
Oh,
or
good.
something like that.
They got
But
on the board.
for a moment there, if it wasn't for that damn double play that was turned right afterwards, it was getting interesting.
Little
But-
engine that could, right?
Yeah, trying. I mean, that's got to be such a for the team because that's just fluke, right? It's just fluke. All of a sudden,
I mean-
nothing can go your way.
Yeah.
Everything's dropping. Everything's finding a hole.
I'm trying to think like people didn't expect the victory in this game, and I wasn't a fan. I was just lucky enough to go to because it was kind of cool. But like I guess I would think of like Michigan State versus NC that one year at Ford Field, where it's like they just
right.
got stomped.
Yeah.
I mean, but people weren't probably going in necessarily thinking they were going to win, but still, it was like I remember sitting with my sister and I was actually cheering for State because I'm like, I'm here, I'm at the game, why not? And by halftime, I was like, oh, I just sat back and kind of just like, I'll just kind of enjoy that I'm at a national championship game, I guess.
No, it's just funny. It shows what people, who know. You just don't know.
Sports are sports,
like
man.
they are. Like I was watching some of the, Around the Horn or PTI, whatever, yesterday afternoon. It was like absolute Dodgers are going to smoke and walk away. Well, I don't even know why they're playing this game. I mean, let's be honest.
Why?
Talking to Darren. Darren got here really early yesterday, and so he and I were down here heading through the game on it. And I was like, "Who you like, man?" Because I don't really follow either team. He's like, got to tell you, I like the Braves tonight. I really do. 8 minutes later. Like, yeah, we don't know shit.
That's funny, man.
We don't know. China, still going on.
It is.
Do you think they should just bring these teams home? You know what I mean? For these preseason games, I mean, the player.
Yeah, tell me what's going on. How many teams are over there? What's
They've
the-
got 2 preseason
Couple
games.
exhibitions?
Yeah, or exhibition games. Exactly, not even preseason. And so they're there to plug the they're just there to do goodwill for the sport. You know, it's so popular over there, and they remember they were going to refurbish some basketball courts, raise money for Special Olympics.
Right.
And these tickets, dude, are going for one guy $2,200 for an exhibition game, NBA game. And, you know, so do you have the video of the guys tearing their tickets apart?
Oh, I had this. I have another. I guess I can after this one. I can go to another one, but this is the one I got.
Yeah, $2,200 ticket.
我希望大家能够理解我们自己的同胞。
Not sure what he's saying there, but
Oh, oh, oh.
oh, he looks serious.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy.
Look, yeah.
Okay.
So, I know that was a message to us, like, you know, oh yeah, you think you're gonna make fun of our government? Well, how you like this?
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I mean, message sent, sir.
I know.
This is another one.
I'm
I guess.
affected.
Yeah, look at.
Here. I don't know where the sound is.
So here we go. He has 3 seats apparently.
3 seats, yeah. And
Whoa, he's
singing.
It's a different technique. He's done the. Oh wow! It's gonna go ahead and light it now, or
Oh, showing us his titties or something.
so he goes, rips it once in half, and then kind of crumbles. It looks like he's
Yeah.
gonna light it.
Yeah, I thought he was too. You know, go back to the beginning. Did he struggle even to rip it that first
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
He really.
He's got a decent voice, by the way.
It's not terrible, but. Oh, man. I'll
What
get it this
song
time.
is that? What song is he? Can we Shazam that? Is he ripping something off?
You know what
here?
I would do if I were someone like this guy? I would rip those seats up, tickets up, like that symbolically, and then like
reach down.
reach
when
down and
camera's done.
take these together. And
Yeah.
just,
Or call the fucking ticket box and be like, yes, roast my seats.
right. Tell 'em on-
Here's credit card I used. Okay, sir. First batch of tickets at Wilco.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, right? That's what would happen. They're
Definitely.
not gone for good. I got lost in the mail. Can I get some new ones printed off? No problem. There you go. See you at the game tonight. But yeah, you know, if the Chinese people think that they're sending a message to Americans to, you know, really make us think by tearing up their tickets that they purchased,
By the way,
I think they're missing the mark on this one. I got to be honest with you, Jay.
I mean, they made the money already. I have to tell you, by the way, you'll probably dislike that I said this, but they have this opinion. But I watched South Park in the end just because they did
Yeah, I did
have their
too.
episode, and I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that great. To be
The
honest with you.
anti-China one.
I wonder if it's because
The
I'm not
band in
watching the
China?
storylines, and I don't. I guess. Do you think that?
Well-
did you like that episode?
It's all right. And I know what you mean. I'm just not a huge fan of pot humor, you know, and this
Yeah.
whole Integrity Farms weed
Okay.
farm that Randy's on and is now selling, and he's trying to break into the Chinese market to sell
Gotcha.
weed. And it's just, it's a storyline. Like when they got into the PC principle and all that, and he cannot be more woke, and everything offends him and everybody, and he's just a fucking bro
Yeah.
douche who wants to just crush puss bro, but doing it on the guys of being super woke. Hilarious.
Bro, the thing was, I was so down to like it, even though I don't watch South Park almost ever anymore. I was so down to watch it just because I knew that they had come out personally. I liked that these guys like take shots at people, and I was like this. And I saw someone on Facebook even like, "Fuck you, South Park," you know, "Fuck China," blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? I should fucking watch it. It'll be interesting to see what they did with it. And I just thought it was kind of eh. I mean, yes, at the end they have a guy saying he makes Randy say "fuck China" twice or whatever.
Yeah.
But I still thought
Totally.
it was just kind of like eh.
But you see, you know, a simple tweet from
Right.
Daryl. There it is. Yeah, Daryl got his word out there. Yeah,
Yep, sure did.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Fight for freedom. Stand with Hans Kong.
other than doing that though, hasn't the NBA bent over backward to be like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't mean it."
They're walking
Isn't that
the
why they're
fine
taking
line.
a ton of heat from Americans? Because it's like,
Yeah.
dudes, got to stand up for American values.
Yeah.
So why are these Chinese dudes ripping up tickets just because of the one tweet by one general manager?
Yeah, who knows what their state media is telling them or showing them. You know what I mean? Like, you got to keep in mind, like, they don't have a freedom of press, and so they've got their state-run media that is telling them whatever they want. And so, you know, who knows? But these coaches and stuff are still finding it hard. Adam Silver has come out a little stronger, man. Like, I know it's a tough situation, but in the end, we've got to stand up for our values and morals as Americans, and freedom of speech is right there. A lot of these guys, though, don't want to talk about it at all. I kind of don't blame them. You know what I mean? Seeing what a small thing it was to create such a big international incident. You know, they're talking about $4 billion potentially lost. $4 billion. So Trump slammed Popovich. You know, these guys that are taking shots at Trump all the time, and Steve Kerr, the Golden State Warriors coach, and Greg Popovich. They're pandering to China.
Oh my God!
Trump said,
Can't they just
Steve
coach
Kerr.
basketball?
He was like a little boy. He was so
He's just
scared
president of the country.
Right, I know.
to be even answering the question. He didn't know how to answer the question, and yet he'll talk about the United States very badly. Very badly. Yeah, you know, he wrote that speech or tweet. Kerr's, you know, the problem that why the president gets pissed is because Kerr has shit on the president every time he can. He takes big, powerful stances on political, social issues all the time. He hates Trump. Popovich is the same exact way. And then when you've got an opportunity here, Trump's like, where are you now, big mouth? You don't want to get involved. You want to stay mute. You know, and I get that. So, you know, Kerr said something like, it's really bizarre international stories. Something I'm reading about, just like everybody is. But I'm not going to comment further than that.
Oh, I know. Did I saw him say it? I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Why not just say no comment right? You don't even need to say any of that other part then. No comment.
China's fury over this, his Hong Kong tweet has only grown, threatening the NBA's extensive business in China, which, like I said, estimated to be worth $4 billion. We do have, I think, maybe hope on the way. Dennis Rodman has stepped into the mix.
That's what I
don't know if
heard.
you saw that, yeah.
That's what I understand. Yeah,
Well,
The worm.
did so much good in North Korea.
yeah, should he be taking loads of credit for North Korea right now?
Loads of credit. No, probably not.
You know, he's reminding everybody, hello, you remember what I did for diplomacy with North Korea? And it was like, what? So he wanted to remind Silver of his own experience managing relationships between America and another communist nation. He and Kim Jong-un began bonding over basketball and karaoke. I didn't know that karaoke was one of the bonding things with him.
I remember
with
him
Rodman
singing
and
"Happy
Moon,
Birthday" to the Supreme Leader, but
which was strong to quite
it was
strong.
really strong.
Oh, it was good singing. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Oh, it was wasn't he
cringy.
shit-faced too?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it met like in February of 2013 when America was working to convince North Korea to lose its nuclear program. Rodman credits himself with reducing tensions between the U.S. and the Hermit Kingdom.
I don't know. Is this the whole one? Looks like it is.
Probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is when he was wasted.
I thought that was just like the interview he did. I didn't remember. I mean, I'm sure he could have been wasted here too. But
I think
thought,
he was. What do you think of the seating?
We talked about it before. I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a Star Wars Galactic Empire scene or something.
Yes,
Well,
totally.
They all have to wait to the side. Like,
Boy, they look happy, don't they?
Happy birthday to you.
Choose your octave wisely, Dennis. Little rhythm section.
They've never heard this song.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That happened.
that happened.
the
He's
bow.
weeping. Look at him
He's
weeping. A weirdo.
God, dude. Did we ever end up talking about the 30 for 30
No,
Rodman?
I didn't even know it was a thing. I want to watch it.
It's fantastic.
I know. I need to see
But
it.
it's troubling too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, it really is dark, and you just go, oh yeah, you almost forget in a weird way just how fucking like off the deep end Dennis Rodman kind of went, and a lot of the Pistons guys are like, yeah, Dennis was like a child, and he was really good, and he thought of this Pistons, you know, bad boys team as a family. This will never break up. It will always be together. And so when a couple players got traded.
Well,
like
the expansion draft took Ricky Mahorn from us.
absolutely.
Partner in crime.
And so he was never the same guy again. It was like this guy gets traded, and he's like, "What? That's our brother."
Fennis Dembo gets cut.
But Jesus, I don't.
And so he just didn't understand. They're like, Dennis, this is kind of a business, and this shit happens. And nothing stays together forever. And then, him almost committing suicide outside the palace
Oh my gosh.
in his truck, running.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Do you remember that?
Rings
With
a
a
bell.
shotgun, just
Jeez.
Wasn't
Like-
what's his
like
name?
we're,
The coach, right? Chuck Daly had to talk is the only one who could talk him out of it, right? Because I thought that
I don't remember if it was Daily. Or, it was in the papers though, Freep and stuff. And there were other players like pulled up on it or something, and then it was like, oh yeah, he didn't do it. He fell asleep.
Oh my god.
But I think it was like in the, where Cicerelli's is across the street from the Palace.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like somewhere around there, like in that parking lot right across the street. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. But I just felt bad for him. I felt bad for his kids. He's apparently just abandoned his daughter, and whatever, and knows he's a shit father.
Yeah.
Knows that he had a shitty life growing up. And then I'm talking about that family that took him in, and he's like,
Oh, in Oklahoma or something.
yeah, there's like a 13-year-old boy. He's like a 19-year-old
Yeah.
man, and
Best buddies.
yeah, like best friends. And then he starts dating this whack girl from the school or something and brings her around. And the mom was just like, calls him an N-word, and you stay with your kind. And I'm just like,
boy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough watch. But he wants, do we have his thing? It was only like 10 seconds long what he said
yeah.
about wanting
China.
to go to China. And all I took away from this is he can't afford his own flight. So it's like, you know what I mean?
He's got a MAGA hat on.
Commissioner Adam Silver, I know a thing or two about diplomacy. Book me a ticket to Shanghai with you, Ambassador Rodman.
Ambassador Rodman.
Yeah.
You notice
that's
that?
it.
You notice the T-shirt he's wearing there?
Anything or anytickets.com.
Yeah. Was that like golden? What was the boxing?
Oh yeah. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Golden whatever.
You paid $100 a month to wear the T-shirt.
Yeah. Didn't he when he went over there? Didn't he have some like
He had some weed thing.
Bitcoin thing or weed
I thought
thing?
it was a weed thing.
Yeah.
but for sure.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, he's definitely getting paid to wear that shirt.
No doubt about
It
it.
may be very minimal, but he's getting paid something.
Well, it's I wonder what they would do. Like, if it hits a bunch of sites, the more sites it hits, the more you get, the more views,
Yeah.
whatever. So he could be getting pretty decent amount because there's gonna be a lot of people mocking this today.
So how many views did this get? Let's say, for example.
It's going to be front and center.
I mean, it's got 190,000 views, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets 5 cents of a view,
I wasn't thinking of anytickets.com before this.
No.
And I hadn't visited their fine site.
What are they? Just a StubHub kind
yeah,
of thing?
essentially. Yep.
yeah, the Dennis Rodman backs a lot.
Apparently.
Yeah, I feel bad. I just feel bad for him. That's the truth. Mark Ruffalo,
The Hulk.
the Hulk. Is there a more annoying celebrity out there?
I haven't
He's
really
one of
been
them.
dialed into him at all. I know he's like super lib, but
Yeah.
I guess I haven't paid attention.
He's just one of these that just, if you don't align with his politics, you are fucking dead to him. He really got in. What was the pipeline one? Remember the Indian tribe didn't want the fracking or whatever
Okay.
because they didn't want shit to break up and get into their water stream and something like that. And he was there every day protesting with him and talking about what the border and the this and the that. It's like go into politics then, smart ass. If you've got all the answers and everybody else is awful, we all watched that video of Ellen DeGeneres from the other day, sitting there with George W. Bush. And
He is not okay with that.
no. And he's got to come out on Twitter and make it damn clear to everybody. And it's like, dude, her overall message was one I think this whole country can basically agree on. Like, you know what? Can we just be kind to one another? Agree to, disagree to agree from time to time. Understand that we've all got different opinions. That's kind of what makes this country great. But Mark Ruffalo just can't let it go. The
I'll
Hulk,
have none of it.
no. Sorry. Until George W. Bush is brought to justice for the crimes of the Iraq War, including American-led torture, Iraqi deaths and displacement, and the deep scars, emotional and otherwise, inflicted on our military that served his folly, we can't even begin to talk about kindness. That's great. Thanks. That's helpful. That's helpful.
It's one side of it, I guess.
Yeah. How about you stop making millions and millions of dollars off Chinese sales of your fucking movies, Mark? How about that? There's a lot of human,
Human suffering going on
Suffering.
there. Gulags.
but they like the Hulk. You know? So I
Who
guess
can
it's
blame
cool.
him? Who can blame him, right?
Yeah.
The Hulk, I don't know.
Dude, I like the original Hulk, you know.
Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah. His,
What, is
his-
that not the original Hulk?
Yeah. I was thinking David Banner, the pussy, the guy. I'm trying to think of his name, but the actor. But yeah, then he turned into Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo is just a CGI fucking tool. I can't stand that Hulk figure.
Right. He's not even the big Hulk figure. He's David Banner.
Yeah.
Okay.
But isn't his face still CGI'd into
I don't know, man.
the Hulk? I think it is. But it's like, dude, you have to. It's just so hypocritical. It's like human injustice everywhere. He's on top of everything that America does. That this injustice being done. It's like, dude, look at the injustices going on in China. You're making movies and selling them over there by the boatloads, and you're reaping the rewards personally from that.
Yeah.
So, you know, before you start going whipping rocks at glass houses and stuff, sir, shut the fuck up. It's a nice message by. How does anyone hate Ellen?
I don't know. She's very likable.
She really is, man.
Seriously, she's
And
a
she's-
lesbian who doesn't fucking sit there and like throw it in your
Yeah.
face as she's eating box. Like she's,
Yeah.
she just treats it like it's normal. Like she's not the person. And by the way, I'm a lesbian. Everybody.
Yeah.
You know, she's actually, I think, kind of funny.
She's very funny usually. Her last stand-up special didn't hit the mark. But dude,
she's-
back in the day, Ellen was no bullshit she was a crusher on stage.
I mean, I don't even know about her as a comic, but I'm just like,
she was
on
great.
her
You
show,
remember
though-
her, Jay, right?
Did she kill? Did she murder?
She murdered. She slaughtered on stage, some would say.
I'm not sure I ever saw her do stand up, but I've always just generally liked her.
But she seems funny.
yeah,
like on
the
her
sweet,
show.
yeah.
the Sweet Pie watches Ellen's Game of Games. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Just kind of a variety. It's like an interactive game show thing where people do physical stuff, and she shoots them down chutes into big
Really?
tubs of water. And
Is this
stuff.
like a primetime show? Or
I don't
a
know,
daytime?
man. I don't have cable, so I'm accessing this via YouTube TV.
Sure.
And on a on-demand type situation. But
Yeah.
it's she's just
She's likable
our
and funny.
culture needs some of these people who just are
Yeah.
are likable. They're kind of vanilla in a way, not over the line. They don't get overly political about stuff. They're just
Yeah.
presenting stuff, and it's fun, whatever.
Rosie O'Donnell did a great talk show. Rosie O'Donnell's talk show was very successful before Ellen's, and then she got super fucking political and nasty almost, and and it's like, dude,
Yeah, Ellen's
Stay in
never
your
seemed
fucking-
nasty in any way.
Exactly.
Just generally nice.
Yep. And it wins. It's a winning formula usually.
I
It's just-
know, right?
It's just so funny. George Takei added, and oh my, yes.
Let's see what
George
Sulu had to say.
Yeah. George Takei added.
From a TV show 45
I know.
years ago.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even
He's like, isn't he like 89 years old or some shit, too?
A
George
TV
Takei.
show of which there were how many episodes? Like
I mean,
9
the
or
mo-
something?
most
It's like
people
this
do-
huge misnomer that Star Trek was this thing that went on for years and years and years.
Yeah.
How many episodes were there? I'm going to ping it right now.
most of what he did to me was the movies. I mean, and there was like 7 of them, I guess. I don't know how much the Star Trek movies were, but like the TV show, 2 seasons.
Well, they kept coming out with new, like the Next Generation and the.
Yeah, I'm
and
going
some-
through the
but-
next generation
are
right now,
you-
actually.
And I don't know. Some people love this version and that
you
one,
got it.
but as far
Picard
as
Picard or Kirk, Mike, you got to pick. God damn it!
no, I don't. I've always hated Star Trek, so I don't have to pick shit. I wouldn't even
dare
know
you.
who they are. I fucking hated that
This
show.
is completely contrary to what I always heard. It went for 3 seasons, 79 episodes.
Well, I think the
Hadn't
thing
you
is,
guys
what
always heard that it was like, oh, it was just a handful of
I always
episodes?
heard that with Gilligan's Island.
79.
No, I think what
That's-
you've always heard
that's
is
a lot.
significant.
Yeah. How would you do 79 episodes
back
in,
then they
in
just did 'em like
3
that.
years?
66 to 69 ran for 3 seasons, 79 episodes.
They used to do shitload of episodes.
All right,
and seasons.
Sulu's a relevant figure in our culture. Go.
Still waiting for someone to make a joke about Ellen being a fan of Bush, if you get my drift.
I've heard several people make that joke. Too.
No, come on, Sulu.
Oh my, I've got a good one. Brad, is this a good one? Gets his husband in the room. Still waiting for someone to make a joke about Ellen being a fan of Bush. If you get my drift. No, we didn't get your drift.
Yeah. Hit us over the head with it, Sulu.
If you know what I'm saying, wink, wink.
I've heard several lame attempts at that joke, Sulu.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like the easiest one.
Ellen and Bush. I mean, dude, it sets itself up so much so
it
that
wrote
you
itself.
don't say it.
Right.
You just,
It would take about 23 days if one watched all 556 hours of Star Trek back to back. That's
Wait.
significant.
wait,
I'm not letting anyone else poo-poo the original
I think
Star
what you
Trek
always
ever
heard
again.
about-
wait.
it's
It
just
would
that
take how long to watch all the?
23 days.
Why?
79 episodes. I don't know.
That would not
Hold
take
on.
you 3 weeks.
Oh, they're talking about all the television episodes.
I was going to say, okay, if you
the
added
entire
all
Star Trek
yeah,
franchise. Yeah, that would take like 3 days.
yeah, unless you just stayed up all night. And
Get rid of 20 of those days and just condense it to 3 of them.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's significant, man.
Well, like I said, the movies were pretty
How many
big.
was Sulu in?
As far as that, TV episodes, I don't know.
Was he a main? Was he like a main
Yeah,
guy?
he was on the bridge, man.
Was he?
He was the dude that sat there with
Did he
Chekhov.
fly the plane or? Who
Yeah,
flew
he was
the
there
plane?
with Chekhov. Him and Chekhov with, yes, sir.
He also appears in the animated Star Trek series, the first 6
Oh, my.
Star Trek movies, 1 episode of Star Trek Voyager,
Nice. With Captain
numerous
Janeway.
books, comics, video games.
What's that?
With Captain Janeway, Voyager.
Can anyone name his first name? Sulu's first name,
George.
Hikaru.
I didn't even
Hikaru?
know that. No.
Oh, you should know
I know.
that.
I even recently watched one of my
Hikaru
favorite.
Sulu.
Yeah,
Right.
that fits.
Yeah, he's one that when he came out of the closet, the party
Oh,
exploded. He gayed out so hard.
right.
Oh my god.
Just going on Stern and talking about how he loved big ass.
Oh my!
dicks.
Look at that giant cock on him. He's a stallion. Oh boy, I'd like to lick
He's
that.
like Jerry if Jerry got actually famous, throughout the country. Like if Jerry got famous, holy shit!
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Because that's what it was like walking around with Jerry in San Francisco. I mean, dude, you're just walking down not even at the parade, just walking around like, ooh, look at that young lad.
Yeah,
Jesus
he
Christ.
was doing that around us. He had a real hankering for Jay. If Jay would have given it up, he would have been in heaven.
Commercial prices had dropped 39 grand to 36 compared to the season 2 time slot. It was on its way out, despite fans' attempts with a letter writing campaign canceled 1969.
When was the
Really?
first? So it ended in 1960.
But shows didn't go that many seasons back then.
66 to 69.
How many episodes of Gilligan's Island were there? Because I think that's one I think of as a historically
Yeah.
short run.
I mean,
like,
enough to get
really
the Harlem Globetrotters on there.
Yeah.
So.
No, but the funny thing to me is that is that you said it ended in 69,
Yeah.
and then it was 79 when they make the Star Trek the motion picture. So it took them 10 years to do the videos, but those movies were successful.
So they didn't have another series for those
don't
10
think
years?
so.
Really? So when did they come back with, was it The Next Generation?
Next Generation, I think, is the next one, which was like 91-ish or
Wow.
something like that.
Gilligan's Island, 98 episodes.
What?
Yeah. First season consisted of 36 episodes, filmed in black and white.
Is it the Monkeys?
I know. We're going to find
There's
this
one of
thing.
these that had like
There is,
17
man.
episodes, dude.
Honestly.
And you think of it as this long running, holy shit. It's like, no, dude, you just watched every episode
Yeah.
100 times.
Monkeys.
Because the Monkeys was only a couple's
58.
58 episodes. It's not bad. Usually in today's standards, syndication starts like the 100.
Oh, okay.
100 episodes is the mark you want to hit. Once you hit 100, you can get into syndication. But I don't know what the rules were back then. I mean, syndication was not a thing. So we'll figure it out. Someone's going to email us, be like, yeah, dummies, it's
I know.
X show. Because you're right, there's one.
There's one that's just ridiculous.
Happy Days or what?
Yeah.
But Happy Days had more.
They jumped the shark.
Right.
Yeah. Come on, it's going to drive me nuts.
I thought I had it with Star Trek. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have surprised me. But I would
that
have
was
put a
real
lot
short.
of money. Yeah, I would have put a lot of money on the
Gilligan.
Gilligan. Yeah, I always thought Gilligan had a really short run.
Gilligan.
The skipper too. The movie star. And the rest?
The Professor and Mary. Yeah, they did both of those.
Yeah.
They had And the Rest, and then they did And the Professor and Mary Ann.
It's like, who is this Professor Ann Mary Ann? That show stinked.
It did, man.
I mean, looking back at it now, I'm almost embarrassed.
I remember going
watched
to what was it, Universal Studios or wherever that was filmed, out in California, and they showed like the small plot of land that they actually did that on. The whole thing was like, I mean, the size of your backyard. It was a ridiculously small little area.
Really?
Yes.
Was it? And it was all a fake lagoon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It always looked really fake too.
yeah.
They, you know.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I mean, I knew you didn't think it was real, but like, what was the like, was it perceived? Do you think when you were watching it as like, were you like, oh, this is great, you know, good?
There was this whole lineup on Channel 50, Isis.
Well, no, but like this, like when you talk about it being fake, like I mean, like the settings. Like, do you think that was just what it was? That's what every show was, and
you didn't. You weren't picky. You
Yeah.
were just like there weren't a ton of options. You
High
threw on-
def didn't exist.
Yeah, you
like,
threw on Channel 50 and you laid down on the couch and you just watched, you know, the Flintstones, Gilligan's Island, I
Yeah.
Love Lucy, dumb shit like that.
and most of the TV pictures, you know, if you had rabbit ear antennas or something, there'd be a squiggly line going
Yeah.
through it. So it was. It just
You're
didn't.
watching it for
matter.
the story.
Yeah.
right,
Exactly.
of course.
God.
NBC producer who accused Matt Lauer of anal rape, and I know you wanted to hear about Matt Lauer anal rape
Just
again.
bring me the news, Matt.
Yeah, she is slamming.
You guys still standing by that she's hot, by the way?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
No.
thank you, Mike.
Dude, I finally saw the troubling image that you did. And I
Okay,
went,
so you saw one
"Fuck."
image.
I-
Well,
of
you
a bad
no,
hair.
you saw one image.
I saw two. I saw the one you said with the curly hair, and then show me other
Yee,
ones. Show
you're
me-
pointing to one where she's all
her
dialed up
name
on the
again?
set of something.
What's her name again?
Look
Brooke
at
Neville.
look at her just out in the wild, and it's like, come on, man. Look, I'm not. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
there
the
was-
teeth. The grill is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at that and I was like, no, this is. I saw what he was saying. I saw it from a distance. I had not seen a picture of her before you guys showed me.
I
But
mean,
when
if
I saw
hot
that, it
doesn't
was like,
mean something. What are we doing?
yeah.
Right?
I
Hot
just
needs to
assumed-
mean something.
Yes.
You'd be like, she's not awful, and I'd go, yeah, you're right. She's
Yeah,
not awful.
she's not awful.
She's got crazy teeth, but
Yeah, just doing a pinch. 6 shots deep in Sochi, Russia. You know, all right, sure. But yeah, she is slamming this. She released a statement calling Lauer's letter a case study in victim shaming.
yeah.
There's a Matt Lauer that millions of Americans watched on TV every morning for 2 decades. That's the one you like. And then there's the anal sex Matt Lauer
there's
that
that one.
you don't want to think about. There's the Matt Lauer who this morning attempted to bully a former colleague into silence. His open letter was a case study in victim blaming. I am not afraid of him now, regardless of his threats, bullying, and the shaming and predatory tactics I knew he would, and now has tried to use against me. She added that she provided dates, times, evidence of communications, corroborating accounts, which both NBC and Farrell found credible.
But it all comes
don't
down
think-
to whether she consented or not. I mean,
Right,
as
like-
Isis aptly pointed out yesterday,
that's
so
the
many of
thing,
these
so
things are
she
just
gonna
he said,
pro-
she said.
Right.
You know?
So can she prove it? And he
She had some level of consensual action with this dude. So it all comes down to the butt move.
Yeah.
Was she okay with the butt move? The butt
Look,
trick.
We've talked about this before, Jay, and the fact is, anal sex is not something like even with the most prepared of prepared individuals
It
trying
can
to
be
engage.
startling.
It's not something you just jam it in. I mean, unless you're just a vicious fucking throw a chick into the bush ass raper. It's not. It doesn't work. If a chick doesn't want a dick going in her ass, it's not going in there, especially
Yeah.
without lube.
And there's good reason why a chick wouldn't want a dick going in her ass. Right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's a reasonable position to take.
And to act like I just jam it in there dry, you know, and she doesn't want it. She's saying no, and he's just having at it. It's like, no, dude, sorry, it just doesn't work that way. There's got to be some teamwork, a little pushback, a little pressure, a little rocking together. Let's get into a groove here, find out where we fit.
You're right. It's a
You
bit
know
of
what
a
I mean?
dance, isn't it?
It's a
Isis?
I would
dance.
imagine.
You know, little spit dropping down to help things out.
That's not what I
you
see in the
know, lubes.
pornos. In the pornos, it just go at it, baby. It's just fucking.
Well, we're not talking about those gape queens, E. We're talking about
Gape queen.
oh
God.
what? We're talking about, I mean,
Actually, by the way, I should say that I don't even love watching anal in pornos. I don't even really watch it to be honest with you. So I don't.
Wow.
I'm not against it, but I think it's like gross, man. In reality, it's a fucking.
A lot of
shitter.
people do.
It's a,
A lot of
fucking,
people- it's a power movie.
Poop comes out of there, man.
it's defended the whole gay community, E.
I'm sorry for the gay guys.
Poop comes out of there.
I feel bad for them. That sucks. That if you're gay, you don't have another nicer hole. I mean,
Yeah.
the mouth can
A
only
more
go
naturally lubed hole.
Yeah,
Yeah. You go with a head hole.
I know, but how many times?
Yeah.
Eventually, you gotta switch it up.
Well, I continue to engage with him as many victims of acquaintance rape do, particularly in the workplace. The shame in this story belongs to him. I love this. They're asking Matt Lauer's wife for comment. And it's like, why? Why do you need to go? And so her lawyers, Annette Roque is her name, and she broke her silence in a statement from her lawyer, John Teitler, to People magazine saying, in response to your inquiry, our client has asked us to tell you now that the parties are officially divorced. Her priority and only concern is for their wonderful children. Our client will make no further statements.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you think about the anal rape?
Yeah.
You
Was
know,
he into anal with you too?
yeah, she doesn't want to go down that road.
No.
Don't go down
Don't
that
blame
road.
her. She's cashing her big checks and living on the Hamptons or whatever she's doing.
And then another chick
What was
is
that dude worth at the time of his divorce? You guys remember?
Matt Lauer?
Yeah.
Probably a few hundred
Yeah.
mil.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't guess that high, but definitely like 100 mil.
you could probably DuckDuckGo his worth and get a pretty good idea. Dude, he was on the #1 morning show in the nation though
Yeah.
for a long time. That comes with a huge
Did he own a production company and shit
Well,
like
I
that
mean,
too?
maybe
This says he's only worth $60 million.
60 million. Dude, he was making 25 million a year or 20 million a year at one point.
I mean, unless it's, I don't know.
That's just wrong. I mean, unless he pissed away a shitload of money. He was there 2 decades. I don't know if I can trust those things. When I looked up Vinny Dombrowski net worth and it said $60 million.
What's
What's
his
like,
net-
no,
At his
no.
At his peak, he made $28 million doing the show. But I mean, that could have gone. How TV and stuff is, that might have been down.
NBC reportedly paid him more than 100 million. So
Yeah.
But you got to remember, like, where does he live? Though he has an
Yeah,
apartment
yeah,
in
he
Manhattan.
put-
He has a house in the
Oh, yeah.
Hamptons.
he listed his current home for 14.9 mil, and then I'm sure he has 2 others. You know,
Probably.
12-bedroom home in the Hamptons,
Yeah.
previously owned by Richard Gere, 33.5 mil.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's probably got
Shit.
he's probably got a fucking Swiss getaway
Chalet.
He's probably got something in France.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably something out west. I guarantee he's got a crib out west in Malibu or something.
Yeah, this one estimates it at 80. Whatever. Fact
Yeah.
is, she walked away wealthy woman.
They're all doing just fine. Remember the chick too that accused Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News, like a year ago?
Not specifically, but
She came out and said he tried to kiss her twice, like once in
Yes, I do
94
remember
and
that.
95. And then like 60 women from NBC took up a letter like, this is bullshit. Tom Brokaw is a absolute gentleman. We don't buy this. Well, that big mouth, Linda Vester, is coming out, and she's taking issue with Matt Lauer's letter as well, because she knows this woman. She said Lauer's letter takes victim blaming to a depth never seen before. On the Day of Atonement, the holiest Jewish high holidays, Matt Lauer gravely sinned.
The day of.
Not only did he apparently rape a young colleague, causing her to bleed for days. That's from the anal thing. That's anus bleeding he's
thank
talking
you.
about. Yeah.
Thank you.
He is now pending open. Today in other news. That's all you wanted, right?
I just
know.
need it. Matt.
Ooh, we've got the Humane Society in
Yes.
the studio today.
Oh, let's bring in those. Look at the
I got
cute
a puppy.
puppies.
Yeah, I got to find a home.
That's what I need from Matt Lauer.
Well,
I
before
don't
that, he
need-
was anal butt fucking that chick in the
Russia and bleeding for days.
but not locking them in his office.
No.
Let's be clear.
So causing her to bleed for days, again, from the anus. He now has penned an open letter that takes victim shaming to a depth I have never seen before.
You know, I've seen this termed as victim shaming over and over today. It's like
Yeah.
he denied it.
Yeah.
You know, he
And-
denied it.
And in his,
Thank you.
Right.
There's 2 sides to the story. Okay, I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened.
He sat quiet
He said
for
he didn't
2
do it.
years. And by the way, so she goes on. I know Lauer's victim well, and for a long time I've known her excruciating account of being forced into painful anal sex with
But
him.
said nothing.
When he reportedly forced himself on her at the Sochi Olympics, she was relatively speaking a kid. Yeah, of 30.
Oh, really?
She's
Yeah,
35
come
now.
on.
The Sochi Olympics was in 2014, 5 years ago. She's 30 years
Yeah,
old.
You can't call a 30-year-old a kid.
Well,
Kid at heart.
Some you can. Maybe
Does she
she's
live a pan-like existence like our friend over here?
maybe just float around getting her shit or bore out once a month from Matt Lauer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Jeez. I know. She bled for 3 days.
Yeah. She did she say for days or for 3 days? Was she
3
specific?
days. She did, right? She said 3.
I think it was a 3-day bleed.
Damn.
Sure she wasn't just on her period and getting confused. While technically an adult, no, not, yeah, very much technically an adult.
By 12 years.
While technically an adult, I mean, you would say that to someone like 2 days after they turn 18.
Right.
Technically an adult. You don't do that with a 30-year-old who's working at NBC News traveling the world.
No.
Right? No. While technically an adult, she was no match for his advanced years. You know, you make the woman sound like a meek pussy when you say something so stupid.
Right.
She was no match for his advanced years and extraordinary power at the network. What he did to her was profoundly confusing and traumatizing
I mean,
to
I'm
her.
not totally dismissing something like that. Somebody in that position can manipulate. You get what she's saying, you know?
I do, but profoundly confusing and traumatizing to her. It's like, that's, you know, at some point, someone's got to grow up and take responsibility. Profoundly confusing. You fucked a colleague and you had a fallout. You got ghosted.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. You're a grown ass adult. It's not like this was your 60-year-old teacher and you're a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're a professional working woman. I mean,
He did do the butt trick, though, allegedly.
which,
The butt trick, Mike.
where you start in the basement and
Yes.
then go upstairs?
I think it's clear that's what happened here.
Maybe he slipped. It's icy in Russia for the Winter Olympics. So yeah. Let's see. Where was I here? It's worth remembering that many child sex abusers enlist their victims into ongoing contact through psychological manipulation. In my view, Matt employed a similar dynamic.
Okay.
Okay, get off the kid thing. She's a 30-year-old woman, for Christ's sakes. Besser also addressed the letter in which he denies the assault, saying it's out of a playbook of tactics commonly used by sex predators. Yeah, to defend themselves, deny horrific claims against them, possibly. First, he denies, claiming repeatedly that it was instead a consensual sexual encounter. Then he goes on the attack, embroidering his screed with lurid graphic details intended to slut-shame Brooke Nevels. No. She told the story about being fucked in the asshole to
She
Roman
did.
Farrow.
Something about bleeding for 3 days, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
And so-
God!
So when
Bring me the news, Matt!
So when faced with the troubling account, most troubling and startling, I think we can all agree, is the butt fucking that took place and then the 3-day anal bleed. Matt addressed that head on. Went, I had consensual vaginal sex, butthole sex.
He didn't shirk the butt bleed.
No, he did not out that revelation. Brooke Nevels did. Rather than admit that he bought he brought his junior colleague repeated rounds of drinks until she was too stumbling drunk to fight him off. He tries to undermine her credibility by trying to portray her as a libertine who eagerly engaged in varied sex acts, like anal. And she did. She goes through the letter, picking it apart. Lauer seems to threaten other women he had affairs with by writing that he no longer will shelter them with his silence. In other words, I'm not just going to be a punching bag anymore. So apparently that's, you know. The contention that Matt has been sheltering any of his alleged victims is gobsmacking. God, I just
Did
love
she
that
use
word.
it?
She
Nice.
did, yeah.
Well done.
But to go further and warn publicly that he will slut shame them must be answered with loud and swift condemnation. Bester insisted that, contrary to Lauer's claims that Neville is seeking money and to try to write a book about him, the producer now is only speaking out to prevent similar alleged attacks from happening to other vulnerable women. That's the only reason she's coming out now. Not to be part of this book or get that 7-figure settlement she got from NBC. I believe she still works there too.
Did she get 7 figures?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Medical leave. I probably was because of the butt bleed, but I don't
3
know.
days, I heard.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, what
Now,
do you do there?
now a word from our fine sponsor, Twin Peaks.
At every Twin Peaks, you'll find wall-to-wall TVs, scratch food, and the signature 29-degree draft beer, served by the best-in-class Twin Peaks girls. Welcome to your new local spot for sports and scenic views. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
So what is the play? If you're going on a 3-day butt bleed, like, Do you think that's just a drain out or it scabs or like what? Like do you just use a moist towelette to dab it?
A shiny hiney.
Yeah,
What was that? The come and go we talked about the other day.
yeah.
You know,
You could
plug it
use
with
the
that. I don't.
come and go in a butthole. I mean, you would need a hand mirror, right, to go like, "Am I still bleeding? It's been 2 days." And you're like, "Yeah, I am."
Ah,
Calm down back there, Lauer. Calm down. What are you, a fucking 13-year-old fingering someone for the first time? Yeah, just gonna destroy a butthole. Come on, Matt.
All right, Jake. We were gonna say something.
Yeah,
three
floor's yours if you want. I mean, like,
3-day bleed.
Oh no, I thought you were even gonna read something.
Yeah, if you've suffered a traumatic accident or
like a
injury,
3-day butt bleed.
yep, don't call the billboard or TV attorneys. Your first call, if you suffered a 3-day butt bleed, should be
be
to
to NBC
Ogden
News.
Legal Triage. Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case. No cost. They'll negotiate the best price, save you time, money, and hassle. Who better to help you find a lawyer but a lawyer? Ogden Legal Triage. For more information, go to firstcalldetroit.com.
Dude, he'd take her call. If she went in and was credible witness
He would.
in front of Ogden and was like, look,
Listen.
you know, I'm still dealing with the trauma and fallout from the 3-day butt bleed. Do you think I have something here? I bet he'd hear her out.
Sounds like she's already gone through the legal process.
Yeah. All right, well, switching gears drastically to the disappointment of the room, I can tell. But remember George H.W. Bush's dog, Sully?
Yeah, kind of Cocker Spaniel. Is that,
Nope, Yellow Lab.
Oh,
He's
Oh,
the one that
uh,
got famous for laying next to the casket.
G-Dub had. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I speculated whether how long Sully had been kept by that family.
Yeah.
you
Whether
know-
they even really knew each
Yes.
The funny thing was, is we shared a clip of this because I thought it was pretty funny and something that like not a lot of people would take an opinion on. And I remember at the time, someone like one of these mutual friends on Facebook made a comment about this dog, and I said, or there's this opinion, and she got fucking pissed. And almost-
What did you play? You play your audio or
It
something?
was just like 3 minutes of us kind of going like, he was only with the president for so long.
6
and-
months, man.
Yeah, or
How
something
well
like,
could he have known him?
I know. And it was
How
like,
dear a friend could he be?
dude, she,
So dear a friend that they got rid of him the minute the fucking guy died.
Yeah,
That's how important Sully was to the family.
my friend's girlfriend told me that it came up one time because she was friends of my friend's girlfriend, and she told me like, oh yeah, so and so was pissed about that remark. Like it was like, dude, you couldn't just watch
Lighten
it.
up.
I know.
Lighten
Jeez.
up, exactly. You know what? The Bush family's going to be fine, and so is Sully.
I was trying.
They're not even going to hear about our comments. Don't worry about it.
You know the funny thing was,
But it was they were heaping all this praise and everything, and we saw some images that the family had posted and whatnot. And it appeared to us that perhaps H.W. Bush was more terrified of this dog,
Yeah, yeah.
and that they,
look.
for the love of like
oh
this,
yeah, get him away, Bill, get him away.
Bill, get your monster away.
Yeah,
I mean, this looks like if you said Bill Clinton and his dog, I'd be like, he loves his dog.
yeah.
You know, H.W. It looks like
Tell Bill just finished doing the peanut butter trick.
the
Like that son
Copperfield
of a
trip. You
bitch.
mean?
yeah, Copperfield.
I should say this, ironically, by the way, when I shared that clip to the person's Facebook, I was kind of trying to like, it was attempted like a flirting situation. Like I was actually thinking that this would be humorous.
Never
She would-
ever
no, she would
let
show
a chick listen to this show thinking you're gonna get some afterward.
Yeah,
I know.
this show is not a magnet for puss,
I
Jesus.
thought
It's
it
just
would
not.
show like it would show the studio and show how professional this thing I do is, and we're funny, and it did not go that way.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I could have told you that. It happened.
My
You know?
bad.
So Sully's no Barney. Remember Barney was G-Dub's Scottish Terrier. He was
Yes.
around forever.
Oh, they loved Barney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of the family.
So Sully is set to receive a top honor after he stood by the former president's side for the last 6 months of his life. The Yellow Lab will receive a public service award, which, according to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, is given to an outstanding animal or public service officer.
You know, Sully.
He gets a lot of credit, but
Hate to be too critical. Is this warranted? Again,
I know.
6 months.
Sully provided support and companionship to former President Bush and joined the family shortly after the death of First Lady Barbara Bush. The canine is to attend the awards luncheon in New York City November 14th, where he will accept the award.
I mean, you talk about opportunism. Sully the dog here.
Yeah. I mean,
Jeez.
does he have a book? I wouldn't be surprised if Sully's
know.
written a book at this point. He has been praised as an extraordinary animal who brought not just assistance, but love and joy to the former president in the last months of his life. The award is given to an animal or officer who has demonstrated a commitment to his or her career.
Animal or officer.
Does Sully know Sully's involved in a career?
Sully doesn't know shit, man. He got tired one day, he laid down, and it happened to be in front of a casket.
Yeah. And they kind of set the stage. I mean, like, that's where everyone's mingling.
Yeah.
That's where the
It's like,
flag
oh,
drapes-
here's some open carpet.
Here's Sully's Instagram account.
This is bullshit, Sully.
He's still going by Bush.
Milk it, Sully, milk it. God, man.
275,000 followers.
Sully H.W. Bush.
Hell yeah.
This motherfucker getting like 23,000
Who's he
likes.
following? Who is Sully following? He's following 28 people.
I don't know if we can.
Something Paulo.
George P. Bush. Sharon Bush.
Sharon Bush.
She's Sharon
A lot of
Bush.
bushes.
Neil. Oh, poor Neil.
Jeb! Exclamation.
Look at Neil. Doesn't even have a
I
blue
know.
check mark.
I know.
He's not verified.
He doesn't
Right
even make
there
it to the
behind-
governor
right.
table.
Right.
Oh, man. Oh.
Barbara Bush Foundation. Jeez.
Yeah.
The,
Bush
self-service
Center.
following.
Yeah, look at all these.
Laura-
Jesus Christ.
Jenna Hager.
George W. Bush. What is it, George W. Bush's Instagram? Like
Him clearing Bush in Texas.
1.4 million followers.
He's dropping pucks at hockey games.
Dude, he's... There he is, yeah.
Dang it.
Dallas
Bush
Stars.
is hilarious. So the 2-year-old was named after, of course, Sully Sullenberger,
Okay.
the hero pilot. You know, two heroes: the dog, the pilot. The pilot, he safely landed a U.S. Airways flight on the Hudson River. You remember that? He captured, and then Sully captured all of our hearts, pictured laying in front of H-Dub's casket. Which, if you have a dog at all, at any point, that's what they do. They
That dog will get tired.
hear
Finally.
a door, they hear a knock. They will leap up and fucking tail a wagon, but as soon as the moment calms down, they're just gonna go plops down somewhere and take a little nap,
Yeah.
poo. That's basically what they
Do
do.
the thing where their head's on the ground and they look up
Look
and their
up.
eyes look up. Yeah. Without moving their head.
I'm sad. You know that guy I just met and barely knew? He's apparently in that box. I'm crushed. What was his name again?
Yeah, this is bullshit. Somebody needs to write a letter. Isis?
A letter.
Yeah, write a letter.
Sully
Object
did
to this.
more, Jay, than just provide furry companionship.
Did he really?
He's also like, yeah, I completed a number of tasks. I bet you didn't know that. Smart guy. I answered phones.
No, he didn't.
I could open doors.
No.
Turn lights on and off. Yep. That's what I can do.
I can do all those things.
Which I thought was kind of
Well,
a dick move, too. It's
I don't
like,
answering
dude,
phones, but
you're the Bushes. You used to own a baseball team. You had multiple family members as president. You can't get someone to answer the fucking phone. You can't get someone to open a door for this guy. You got to wake this dog. His dog's like, "What? Got like 14 maids here with hands, and they stands up. Why are you making me do all the works?
those might be for other. I mean, are you sure those are all for the Bushes? I mean, those might be just some things he does as a service dog for other people too.
Well, he's also able. Well, I guess
Just his list of skills.
it's his
Right.
skill
It's
set.
yeah, it's what would go on his resume.
Apparently, he can he can drive a golf cart too. Did you see him sitting there at a golf cart?
did.
Yeah. Following Bush's death, we just knew it was like, you know what? You served your country, sir. Thank you for being there for George H. in his final 6 months. Go play with the grandkids. Have a great next 14 years. Have a blast. And then it was like they were shipped his ass off.
Yeah, they didn't want him.
Following Bush's death, Sully went on to provide therapy for military patients. February 27th, 2019, Sully joined the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center's Facility Dog Program. I believe we took issue with the length of that name.
I recall that.
Yeah, to help wounded vets. His swearing-in ceremony was live-streamed and showed the moment Sully offered his paws. He pledged an oath to support, comfort, and cheer on veterans and their
Oh
families.
my gosh.
For the job, he received a new military uniform. He got a camel vest, which he wears to this day. He swore an oath.
Yeah.
He put his hand up and put his paw in a Bible and sweared an oath to cheer on veteran families. So good for him. I'm glad he's getting this big top award. You know,
I'm not. I think this is bullshit.
are you mad at Sully though?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you take issue with Sully? Because you're not a dog guy, right? So it's kind of unfair to just.
I don't care.
Isis, you want to do some?
Oh shit.
Oh, this day in history with Big E. Hey, before you do that, Isis, I'll give you a moment to get your wits.
Thank you.
You get your wits, and I'll tell you about Hamlin Pubs. They're inviting you to their 6 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies or out for a meal with the family, it's always a great time at Hamlin Pubs, Rochester, Clarkson, Chesterfield, 2 Shelby Township locations, and of course their newest location in Richmond. Isis, are you ready?
Sure.
This day in history with Big E.
God. Struggle a little bit. This
I'm a
week.
visual
Anyway,
learner,
Isis,
Isis,
you're
so
fine.
please.
I know. Well, anyway, I don't. So, it was on this day, October 10th, in 1845, that the United States Naval Academy came to be.
Well,
So here we go.
we got our seaman that day, huh?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there you go. There she is.
Isis, can you indulge me with a better picture? Is this Annapolis, Maryland?
This might be a drawing.
A rendering?
A rendering.
This is not
Is
artist
this by
rendering.
staff illustrator?
This might be a rendering
No,
of
that's a picture.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at, to be honest. Isis.
Well, you're
It's
looking
very
at the
blurry.
original-
It's blurred.
I mean,
very blurred.
It's,
I
it's
just
Annapolis,
zoom in.
Maryland.
Yeah, it's Annapolis. Anyway, so.
But it says photo for night.
Okay, well.
Can we dial it in a little bit?
Well, the problem is
I
this
mean-
is already extra zoomed in from
Dude, if you-
400%.
Maybe
you
we
took-
zoom out a little bit.
If you took that picture on your iPhone, you'd delete it and take another one.
Well,
I mean, come on,
It's
Isis.
just blurry.
I guess that's better. Yeah. Okay.
it's hard because it's a very small image. Anyway.
And it is an
looked at it.
older image. We'll give him that.
Clearly, it's when the world was still black and white.
So anyway, it replaced
Down
the naval thing they had going in Philadelphia. Although there was not an official
And what was that naval thing they had going on in
a naval
Philadelphia?
asylum in Philadelphia that was teaching people, but there was not an official thing like that was sponsored by the. Although this did not start off like as a governmental thing. There was the guy that created it. Here I'll get an image of him stuck in here. George.
Into the mic.
Where is this fucking guy? There he is.
Well,
Whoa.
look at those chops.
Look at the lamb chops on that son of a
Wow.
bitch.
So this guy created
Spectacular.
it. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit on this.
What motivates one to go ahead and
Well-
shave this?
Oh, the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the mutton chops were
This
the
is
thing.
Admiral who?
Well, it's George. No, not Admiral, but George Bancroft or whatever.
Bancroft?
Bancroft.
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, he was working in the government, and he really felt like there was a need, or he was the secretary of the
Navy?
something. Yeah, sure.
He needs to be made an admiral or a
I know,
general.
dude, I'm having
like
a- I'm
just
fucking-
in beard alone.
You get your wits.
I'm sorry. I'm doing a poor job this time. So, anyway, here I should just talk more about. This is the thing about it. Like, so we did have a Navy.
Just riff a little on the
Right.
Yeah.
Naval
We did-
Academy.
right,
Go,
right.
Ethan.
Wing this.
We did have
This'll go good.
we did have a Navy situation for the Revolutionary War, but post-Revolutionary War, just money-wise, it wasn't worth it. So they cut that, after the war, and it went years without anything. And they were saying that. So basically, what the deal was is to train people. They would just take young kids and put them on ships, and then it was up to the captain of the ship to kind of teach them the way to be a naval person or whatever.
Yeah,
And
teach the young seamen.
Right, and that didn't go very well. They tried there was more than a few times like that these young dudes would in one exchange had a mutiny essentially, and their captain they bring in like some essentially like high schoolers or teenage kids, kind of like maybe you want to be a
seaman.
a seaman, and they got in the boat and then they
Wait, and
started.
the junior seamen revolted?
Yes, they revolted.
And they fired back at their boss?
They ended up getting
Wow.
hung for it. But like
Yeah.
people started saying like, you know what? We can't just take them on the boat, like young kids, take them on the boat and let them go the way. We have to create a school that teaches them how to do it. So this guy found it but he did it really sneakily. Like Congress did not fund the thing at first. Like so he kind of just went in. He was working, like you said, he was secretary, I guess, of the Navy. But like he went in and found this old fort that was there that the Army actually owned. Here, just a second. The Army actually owned at the time.
It's like, they're not using it.
Yeah,
Use that.
That is what happened. Like and then he just like secretly went in and just transferred it from owner of the Army to the Navy
Yeah.
and then just moved on in. And he liked it that it was.
So what is it?
This is a really old image, but
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
a lithograph, clearly.
right,
It's
exactly.
well done.
artist rendered? Yeah.
Right, for sure.
So how many seamen were on that in that place? How many seamen could it
The fir-
hold?
Well, this was when it was the army still. I'm just saying he took this property and like secretly just kind of switched the title over essentially.
Yeah.
And then the next year when they were trying to come up with a budget, he said, "Well, we need to find repairs for this." So like he never he just really back channeled.
Just sort of Costanza'd it.
Right,
Like, yeah.
and so they talk about
I could see that just looking at is it the lamb chops guy
Yeah,
that
you're
did
on
that?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
Looking at his
Got
lamb
that in
chops, dude, you can just tell that guy's got it in him.
I can also tell he's the guy who probably made him dress like Popeye, right? That guy?
I don't know
Probably.
about that. But I was watching this interview with this historian of like the Naval Academy, and he was saying that like other people every year when they have like get-togethers, the Army will read like look it up in amongst all like whatever the people that have attended West Point, and they're there for the day, and they're like, oh, we read this congregational act that brought into West Point, and they're all proud.
Congregational.
And he'll be like, people will ask him all the time, like, hey, I couldn't make it, could you give me a printout of that or something? And he's like, it's not there. It was never officially like placed in that it was a thing. He just like I said,
Massaged it.
massaged it in, and then after that just said, hey, we need repairs for my thing that's here. So
Just kept rolling. I like that.
That's a baller, man. That's what a boss does. Just make it happen. Get it done.
Let me ask you this: is
Yeah.
the Popeye outfit, that uniform style, is that an obstacle to enlistment in the Navy? You know what I mean? Do you think young guys look at that and go, "I could go in the Army, Marines, Air Force, or I could look like a fucking homo in a Popeye outfit"?
Yeah.
wow,
You know what I
didn't
mean?
say
Yeah,
anything.
the Popeye outfit is not.
Can we update that? Can we change it?
What do you think?
Like completely change it? Like
mean-
don't make them look like Popeye anymore?
Who kills it? The Marines, right?
The Marines and Army look good, yeah.
Yeah.
Air Force looks fine too. It's just
Yeah, the Air Force does, but not like the Marines. You're just like, oh, that's a bad motherfucker right there. You know what I mean? Armies,
I'm just thinking of
the dress.
yeah.
Yeah. If you had to steal valor, which would you steal? I would go Marine for sure.
I wouldn't go Popeye. I know that.
No. Can we get a shot of the Popeye outfit? Just
It's like it's the little kerchief.
it's the hat thing too.
Yeah. It's not good, man.
Yeah.
Big wide leg pants and everything. You see him walking through the airport. God bless him.
Oh,
they're
hell
doing
yeah.
More than I ever did, but it's just
It definitely is
Feel
more
bad
than you
for
ever
him.
did. That's correct.
Yes.
Correct statement.
look at that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
You like that, E?
kind of pure.
Come down here in your faggoty white uniform. I don't know, man. I guess it has been updated since what was in my mind's eye. It looks a little better, maybe.
maybe.
A
but
little bit, but it's too bad.
I mean, I'm trying to think through the.
I
it's
don't
just
know, dude.
Something about the white pants, I guess.
Yeah, the white shoes.
You're white. Yeah, white. I don't know.
You know, it's just
The officer thing isn't awful, although you do have the patent leather Cousin Eddie shoes that you have to wear.
Yep.
But it's that private, or whatever, the
Yeah.
midshipman outfit, whatever that
I
is.
think it's
Good job with the midship.
I think it's the white and it's the
kerchief,
kerchief. There's
Yeah,
a lot
you're
wrong
right.
with it.
the hat.
I mean,
Can we change it? That's all I'm asking. Can we get rid of that one, Isis?
I think you
Can you
could,
write a letter to somebody?
Goddamn, two
you could
letters now?
badass them up real
Yes.
quick. With today, think about some of the uniforms you see in college football, like Nike Combat stuff out there.
Yeah, man.
Imagine throwing our military guys in that shit.
And when you're trying to recruit, you telling me that doesn't come into play?
Dude, you know how many kids have
talk
gone
to the
to
Oregon
Oregon?
Ducks, right?
How
Those
many
uniforms
kids?
pull them in. It's a magnet. If you're looking at
Absolutely.
all four service areas and you're like, fuck. I mean, I guess I could go in the Navy, but then I'd have to dress like Popeye.
Not to mention, like, you've already got the whole seaman angle that you're fighting
I know,
with.
I know.
Like, you're already
You're behind the eight ball.
Yeah. It's like, I
You're already
really
stuck on a submarine with a bunch of dudes. You know?
with fellow seamen.
Like, can we just? I don't know.
Like my dad,
Maybe I'm being too
my
critical.
dad was in the Navy
Uh huh.
and served his country well.
Wear the faggoty white uniform.
Officer Walters, who was the original Officer Walters, but he's taking jets off the goddamn fucking
Yeah.
aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not doubting their valor and their importance, but God, the uniforms.
Yeah.
Go on, E.
I know some farmers that would disagree with you, but, for the most part.
God.
Certain farmer.
I
Swears that wasn't
there
his
was
fault.
50 people in the first school, and when they first started off, they used to do it as a 5-year thing where you would do the first year and the last year you'd be at sea, and in the middle you'd do some studying. Now they just do it's pretty much like a regular college where they do 4 years. But in the summers they do go on they're flown out to different ships, and they do
Then you have to enlist 4 years after.
Yeah, you're right. And they do obviously very well. The average person once they graduate from there makes out of the gate within 5 years $80,000 a year. So it's pretty decent job if you can get it. It's paid for. You don't have to pay to go there. It costs though about $270,000. And this is today's time. I don't know what it.
I was gonna ask.
There you
Present,
go.
present,
but today, up to today, it's about $275,000 to put one of these people through the whole fucking thing.
Wow.
But
Jeez.
I mean, I guess the argument
They're
is
the
that
best of the best,
right,
though.
the best of the
Yep.
best for sure.
Hell yeah.
I think the one thing what's funny? I never thought about it, and this has nothing to do with really the history of it in any
Some
way.
of the
But
nuclear shit that's going on with the Navy right now.
no, I don't.
Dude.
No.
Yeah, there's talk of weapons that are, that they're dealing with that are just like fucking game changers, man.
Huh.
Just game changers.
Well, one thing this has really nothing to do with the history at all, but I was just looking up and stuff, and I don't know why it's never hit me, but because as we know, the restrictions to get in, the people that actually play for Navy the football team, and it's they're not going to
Oh.
fucking NFL.
They're at such a disadvantage.
Right, and so it's and they're already getting a scholarship for being there. So before I knew that they got paid, that was just paid for. If you got qualified, you're not paying for it. I would have thought well, yes, they're not going to go to the NFL, but dude, it's got to be expensive to go to the Naval Academy. So they're just doing it out of the fact that they love playing football.
There are exceptions, though, I think,
what to what
that they will make for guys, and they're going to fix that about these guys not being able to go to the NFL.
No, I mean, they
to
can
do
go
their
to the
service?
NFL. It's
no, they're just
it's
typically
they're
not
they're
good enough athlete.
There's a
they
couple
don't-
currently on Navy's and maybe Army's roster that are.
but they don't take they're not
And
going to.
they're going to defer their 4-year commitment or whatever, and dude,
Oh.
you don't have to go, because that was the hang up for a lot of them too. It's dude, you can't take 4 years to go off.
I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that. I was thinking,
aspiring pro football players do not go to the service academies.
Yeah,
right. That's what.
But there are some that happen
Yeah.
to be in there now that
Yeah.
are pro level, and so they'll figure that out. They're not going to fuck these guys over. There's just too much opportunity, and it's a good recruiting tool for them anyways. If you got some guy that turns into a first-round pick superstar in the NFL,
Absolutely.
it's a huge recruiting tool. It's in their
Well,
best
I
interest.
guess that's what I got.
Very good. I was not nearly
Thank you,
as
E.
bored as I thought I would be.
Very informative.
I don't know why you wouldn't have called my dad. Interviewed him a little bit.
Light on facts and substance, but
Because
informative.
Because I didn't fully come up with what I was going to do until late last night. So
There you go. I'm
Didn't
talking-
feel thrown together.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna wing this. Yeah, he was up late talking to his girlfriend, probably. And it's spent a lot.
That's
of
still
time
going
on.
on.
The
The
phone.
long
yeah,
late
it's-
night calls.
It's getting well, we've had to come up
You
with
guys
a,
engaged now?
You ever had phone sex with her,
we've
Isis?
had to come up with
Great
I've had to come
question.
up with a rule that I can't talk after a certain we have to cut our talking time to 2 hours because we just talk too much. So
Who does majority of the talking?
I would say 60-40 me. I think that's a fair.
Can you record 1 2-hour session and we'll do a percentage draw on
No,
it?
we don't need to do that. We don't need to
Can
do
you
that.
imagine a romantic E?
Oh my gosh.
My love, I've been thinking about
I've
you
used-
all day.
Well, my romantic side comes off more in the emojis, sending different symbolic emojis.
Emojis are not going to work long term.
Oh, they're working right now. So
What are you sending? Fucking
got-
hot dogs and bananas and
No, I mean,
cherries.
the cookie and the heart and then
Peach.
a bumblebee and a
The
pumpkin.
cookie?
Well, just little nicknames that have come up through
Oh,
conversation.
boy.
Oh no! Wait, you have a nickname for her? And
I
it's
mean,
Cookie.
I don't call her anything specifically, but through conversation sometimes it comes up. And then, she was working.
So her
at
nickname is Cookie.
I said she was a tough cookie recently because she was working at her job, and so then boom, cookie emoji, and aw. So I was like, okay, gonna keep
She
sending
calls
that.
you Nails. That's really
Nails, Cookie.
She
You know,
uses all the.
Mike McCool's wife is nicknamed Cookie.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so we cannot have two
Well, I mean, I
guys
also-
here.
Pumpkin, and
Wait, you call her Pumpkin?
I don't call it though. I use the emoji.
What
That's
it-
why it's not as gay.
Some would argue, E,
That's why it's not as gay. I don't know.
that it's
they
way
just-
gayer.
They just come
Wait,
up.
so obviously it would be weird if Cookie aka Pumpkin, didn't have a nickname for you.
I mean,
So, I mean, like-
Still Easus.
she uses the name. She uses E and Easus a lot. She, from the show, she uses E.
Cheating,
Easus,
but whatever.
Sweetie,
He's a sweetie. He's a sweetie. So, Ease, take us down the road really quick. Some of these conversations, because I know they turn to like, man, I can't wait to get balls deep in that.
No, there's
machine
none
again.
of that so far. But
No?
I mean, no,
That's what you typically talk about. Just the day.
There's got to be phone sex.
no, just I
What'd
don't.
you do today? What'd you do today?
I mean, I guess just stuff.
Stuff,
I don't
things.
know, like
Stuff.
I mean,
Watching The Simpsons.
Well, like a lot of times, like she works a night shift job, for example. So she works like sometimes like 5 to
Prostitute?
1 in the morning or whatever.
Oh.
But she'll take her lunch, her hour lunch at 7ish, and so I'll just go through a walk in the neighborhood, and then I'll talk to her for that.
What does
lunch
she do?
period.
What does she do for a living? You don't want to say? Does she accept large screen TVs for
No,
this payment?
no, it's
Okay,
just
thank
a job.
God.
It's just a generic job in
Okay.
Grand Rapids. Nothing
a
special.
legit job in Grand
Well,
Rapids.
she works outside. She loves working with people.
Right. I mean, it's a tricky
So, I mean,
situation.
does she ever like, oh, man, I can't wish I was there, E, and I could watch you jacking off?
No, I mean, there's that. Those statements are made, but more
yeah.
under the guise of, I wish I was there. Like when I'm on a walk, it'll just be like, oh, I wish I was there with you, holding your hand or whatever.
What percentage of the time you're on the phone are you, in fact, rock hard?
Not on the phone usually. I think
Usually,
never.
never.
Sometimes sometimes when we're texting, and because it really doesn't get that. It hasn't gone really that sexual. There's been a few, but you know what? I'm so not used to somebody really, really digging me that it's just enough for me at times that if she'll say something like, "Oh, I just wish I was cuddling with you," or something. That's
Bam.
enough to get me to think about it. Like I'm like, all right.
Start lifting off the bag just
Yeah,
a little
a little
bit.
bit, a
You
little
feel
bit.
it. You feel it twitch.
Yeah, a little bit. I
Like
guess.
it goes. Wait, is it talking about us?
Yeah.
We cuddling with someone, Pop? What's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
For sure.
Close this up there. I want to cuddle.
But I mean, I don't know.
Cuddle.
I don't know. Look, it's
I-
all new.
I
This is
know,
all
I
new
know.
to me, man. So
Young love.
Yeah. So there hasn't been any trouble, no fights.
Jesus.
no,
Did
what
you
was
screw this
this?
up?
Did you leave a turd in your trunk
no,
again?
you know what? There was only one little, but it was the only time I've gotten technically like jumped down her throat a little bit was like, was before we were even. It was really even close to anything that was you would consider a relationship, and it was like she actually. She went on a date with someone that she had met.
Oh.
But this was like a week into us talking, and so she went on a date with somebody, and she met.
So it's an
and
open
and I didn't
relationship.
I
really
mean,
know,
you go on other dates.
and
so
I
it's,
right,
you know,
of course, and I didn't know I didn't quite want to sound too like
Jealous?
Oh, really? But on the same hand, and then she said something about it, and she triggered me by just because then she like threw this like. Oh, well, you'll find someone someday. And that triggered me because I was just like, you know what? I'm so fucking... How many times I've been with girls where I've been talking to them for a little bit. I think it's going somewhere, and then they, throw this out. So I got a little bit like, you know what? I don't want to fucking
I don't.
hear,
I don't blame you for that. I'm on
Yeah.
Team Isis with this one. Yeah, that's a shitty thing.
But at
Because
the
a lot of
time,
chicks,
we were-
you're gonna find someone special. It's not you. It's me.
Yeah,
Fuck
so
you.
Talks your ear off for
Ugh.
3 days in a row.
Right,
God.
right. And so I just...
You've invested
Needs
in
it.
this.
Yes.
I've
I've
gotten
earned this.
I've gotten her to admit since then, though. Not admit like in a way like I pressed her on it, but we talked about it one other time, and she kind of basically came out and said that she was, in the end, more talking about herself. She really tried to fight this situation because she's just been in some bad relationships, and there's distance, and so like you guys should know that she really tried to like not like me, and yet it's fucking. And
A lot
she
of people
couldn't
can say
help,
that,
right? And she couldn't help it. And
Yeah.
I was just that good. So
Hell yeah. Do you think it's smart to wear sweatshirt that says "fuck off" on it and a T-shirt that says "cocksucker days"
yeah,
with a fish on it?
sure.
Okay.
Why not? It's got me.
I don't
here so
even
far.
notice it anymore.
I know,
you
right? Like he's wearing a cocksucker shirt.
Fucking eases.
God bless him. That's great, dude. I'm so happy for. Have you seen her much at all, or?
No,
Have you ever seen her?
No, I drove her to the Grand Rapids. I'm gonna hang out with her next weekend. So it's
good.
gonna
Why don't
be-
you go this weekend, man? Get your ass out of here.
Because
Go.
she has to take time off from work. So like she can't just
Just be hanging out at the crib, man. She'll get off work at 1 a.m, whatever you said, and then you guys got all night to cuddle.
Look at dude, we got a plan. We're
All right.
taking
It's
it slow.
complicated, Mike.
We're taking it slow.
What do I know? What would I know?
I don't know, man. I mean, it is what it is.
If I was you, E, I would fucking surprise of a lifetime. She gets in, you've broken into her house. She comes in, you're laying in bed with a little banana hammock on, a single rose,
Like mermaid position,
mermaid position.
leaning on one elbow.
Maybe you grab one of those fur rugs from home or something,
right,
lay it
of
on the
course.
bed.
Yeah, these are all great ideas.
And you just lay there. You just lay there with some soft music, maybe something by, Adam's song by Blink-182
Yeah.
in the background. And yeah, just lay there.
You definitely know her better than me, so you're
Well,
right. This is,
I'm just, dude, I've been with more women than you. I think that's
know
fair
that,
to say. So
but
I
I
think
think
I've
that-
learned a thing or two.
okay. I'll take that
Women
into
love
it.
when you go that extra step. If you bring her a couple roses, maybe
I know this, but there's some stuff in the situation I'm not going to get. I know some of the situation that's not
Okay.
the play here.
hey, if you're not up if you don't want to break into her house right now and
yeah,
take
right.
this up a notch, man, whatever. You'll get there.
Great point.
You'll get there.
Hey, get a 2-pack of My Pillow's premiums.
Yes.
$69.98. It's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at mypillow.com. Use promo code TDC.
Did you see that Georgia has issued a warning?
How about those fish?
That Chinese snakehead fish.
Dude, it looks like a goddamn boa constrictor.
What is, dude? This thing.
Why is it in Georgia? Why is it there?
I don't know. China. Dude. It lives in China. Period. What is it here for? Look at these things.
Look at the markings of that. Like, cut off the head and the tail. You'd be like, yeah, it's a boa constrictor.
Boa constrictor.
That's incredible, man.
So the Georgia Department of Natural Resources Wildlife Resource Division confirmed this is the first time the species has been found in Georgia. Officials are investigating where the fish came from. Our first line of defense in the fight against aquatic invasive species such as the northern snakehead here.
Now, it's only
for
been found in a
anglers.
pond, right?
It's been found in 14 states, but it's been
in
found in
Georgia.
a pond
Okay.
in Georgia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like it's moving down a river or something.
Well,
Yes.
here's the
Not
problem.
that we know of. I know they can live 3 days out of the water.
Look at there you
Can
go.
live 3 days,
Dude, look at his teeth. Look at that son of a bitch's teeth. Wow. Look at his tongue too.
vampiric.
Look at that tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my tongue back there. Dude, do not release it. So if you bump into one of these guys,
Kill it.
Kill it immediately. How do you do that? Do you just like punch its face until it dies? What are you
do
supposed
that.
to do?
Just whip it against the dock.
Really? Whack,
I'm
whack.
not touching that thing.
Fuck no, dude. If possible, take pictures. So they want you to kill it immediately, freeze it. If possible, take pictures of the fish, note where it was caught, water body, landmarks, GPS coordinates. Immediately report it to the Georgia DNR Wildlife Resources. Thanks to the quick report by this angler, our staff was able to investigate and confirm the presence of this species in this water body. We're now taking steps. Here's the problem. As you said, it's native to the Yangtze River Basin in
Yep.
China,
Yep.
right? They grow to 3 feet in length and are able to breathe air, allowing them to survive on land.
Yeah.
The snakehead have air bladder and
Yep.
can spend 4 days out of water. So they don't have to be dropped into a lake. They just
No.
walk themselves
Yep.
there. They're like, I'm done with this lake. I'm going to go to this pond
They're
across
basically
the
a
street.
goddamn mud puppy. So how big are these that have been caught? We need a dime or something sitting next to them. We have
Yeah.
no context.
I mean, it was ice cube. I know ice cubes aren't standard, but
What do you think those are? Like a foot long or something? Maybe a little less.
yeah, that's what I would.
I would
judging
say a
from the
little
standard
more than
cube.
that. Yeah. Probably a little more than that.
See that thing limping across your yard?
And he's just kind of like half slithers like a snake and walks. He's got those crazy teeth. This unique adaptation and their ability to travel over land to new bodies of water by wiggling their bodies over the ground gives the snakehead a competitive edge over other fishies. I would
I'll
say so.
say.
Yeah. So, in securing habitat and expanding its range, officials are concerned because if the snakehead is infiltrating the U.S. water because they're voracious predators. They fuck up other fish. They eat fish, frogs, small reptiles, crustaceans, birds, and some mammals. Is that like your cat?
What's up with Asian fish just looking like ass? Like those Asian carp that
Yeah.
have been infiltrating our water systems, huge problems. Those things are nasty, man.
They look like they belong in a Simpsons episode, like three-eyed. Like you see some of the weirdest,
yeah.
and some their teeth too.
Yes.
Like we don't have
Ugh. What's with your fish over there, huh?
Yeah,
Chopsticks and your fish.
fish.
and
Your
your
fish is weird and
stupid
gross.
alphabet.
Ugh,
Man.
crazy, dude.
We do have
they
some email like.
We need to fix it. What do we got?
Derek writes in, "What up, fags? Cannot wait until the This Day in Etard History segment. when he covers Hong Kong transferring from UK control to China. That happened on July 1st in 1998, which we know because one of the hosts and not the producer looked it up during the show, but I digress. The next time July 1st falls on a Thursday is 2021. Man, I
I'm
can't
going to
wait.
be out of town that day.
I am
For
psyched,
sure.
says
July
Derek.
1st.
Well, he has another solution for you. Unless he wants to cover it while discussing the Sino-British Joint Declaration.
Oh, yeah,
Which
definitely.
sounds like a party, am I right, says Derek? That happened on December 19th, 1984. The next December 19th that falls on a Thursday is a mere 3 weeks away. Or mere weeks away.
There you go, E.
So there we go.
It's doing your homework for you.
Yeah.
December 19th.
Sure.
The Sino-British Joint Declaration.
Get ready
Love
for
it.
that.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Derek, for looking out for our fine Isis.
All right.
We will save the rest for Sunday.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. Have a good weekend, everybody. You guys doing anything special? You gonna be on the pitch, Jay?
Tiny Girl's birthday.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Tiny Girl's birthday.
Tiny Girl's birthday.
You said hi to us lately?
Yes, every morning.
No, she
Wow.
Tell Eric I said
Must have
hi.
missed
Tell Mike I
those.
said hi.
Must have missed
Tell
those.
Eric I get to cut his hair. I'm gonna buzz cut it and then I'm gonna draw things in it. That's what she says.
Really?
Yeah,
How
she
old
says
is
at
she
some
now?
point, 15, 16, something like that. No, she's 11.
11. Okay. Tiny girl still.
It'd have to be the right circumstance.
She said
for
at
a
some
reason why.
point you told her that she could cut your hair. Now,
I don't-
obviously, that's
Right,
just
right.
just talking
well,
shit with a 9-year-old. Sure, you can come.
Yeah,
in.
that's what you want to do. Set precedent of lying to a 9-year-old. Why would you do that? You have to let her cut your hair.
Look, I don't know. I was actually about to say before even hearing that. I'm not under some circumstance. If we came up with a reason, I would maybe be open to letting her cut my
Yeah,
hair.
I'm not
But
sure
we'd
I'd
have-
let her cut your hair.
Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hazmat, suit,
Which is
maybe.
why we should. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually being nice, but no.
No. I came across gross. I know video. It popped up in one of my memories not too long ago involving sweet pie, and it was a video I'd shot at the hot dog eating contest, and seeing this tiny little thing just munching on her hot dog, and Isis on his first dog,
Oh my
Dry
God.
heaving.
dry heaving. She's
fail.
just
I
looking
think
at you.
she
it's
ate
like,
3.
Yeah, she's so weak.
I know.
And he's puking in the basket. The crowd has turned on him. He couldn't eat one hot dog in a hot dog eating contest. Not one.
Forgot about that already.
He lost to an
What
8-year-old.
shame.
Sweet pie buried him.
Kicked his ass.
Yeah, and then homecoming too, high school homecoming. So that'll be fun.
Hoko.
Hoko.
Have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. No Lions game. At least we got Monday Night Football, too. So have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.